Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Hello everyone. So today we are going to start our next lecture. So we will start creating activities and we will see their durations and relationships. So let's start our lecture. So we must understand what is activity. So an activity is a scheduled phase in a project plan with a distinct beginning and end. So each scheduled phase of a project or each task of the project that has a specific start date and a specific finish date, that will be called an activity. You have to divide your project tasks into smaller and manageable components activities. While breaking down your activities, keep in mind these points. It is easy to maintain logic in your program. Critical path is feasible because when you will start dividing your project into activities, so you should not divide into too much detailed activities that later on the monitoring and tracking becomes difficult. And also the activities should not be so much precise that the actual logic and relationships will be very difficult later on to be applied. So you must keep in mind that while dividing the activities are reasonable, the activities should be divided into reasonable proportion. Then activities should fall under scope of project. I have seen in my so many projects, and also I have seen so many schedules prepared by some other planners, that when we start updating the schedule, some of activities which have been added in the project or in the schedule, they don't exist, so they are not present on the site. So, and some of the activities, sometime the site team is working in some specific task and that task has been not included in the program. So then we miss the progress of the project. And also if some delay has happened on that task, later on it will be very difficult to record that delay. So it is very important that the activities whatever we are adding should be within the scope of the project. We should not add an undesirable activity which is not the part of the project, and also we should not miss any activity which is part of the project. So we will start with some examples. For example, we are considering structural column works, that is a WBS. So the activities will include rebars works for columns, shutter fixing and alignment works, concrete pouring, curing for columns. So that's how we are going to divide into this much detail. Then architectural ceiling works, install, for example, it is a gypsum board ceiling. So the first activity will be installed ceiling support system, making the ceiling frameworks, gypsum board fixing, tapping, jointing and painting. Then HVAC works, HVAC duct installation, duct insulation works, chilled water pipe installation, duct pressure testing. So these are the common examples of some of the activities that we are going to add in our program. So let's start first with adding the activities in our program, and then we will see how to calculate their durations. So in our previous lecture, we have added all the WBS for all the engineering, procurement and construction activities. So now we are going to add the activities in those WBS. So to start, as we have considered, as you can see that in our construction part, so we have considered last time we considered two floors, basement floor and then the ground floor. So let's go to the WBS and add some more floors in our schedule. So let us take it up to the 5 floors. So what we will do that we will copy the same WBS and paste it here in the construction. Basement floor, ground floor, now we include first floor. So you can use these arrow keys. Then we don't want to add new WPS. Instead, what we will do, we will copy the same and paste it here. So we will write here second floor. Also we will shift it down. Again we will copy and we will paste it here. We will rename it third floor. Again we will copy same and we will paste it here and we will rename it here fourth floor. So let us keep up to this point, up to fourth floor. So now click here activities. So now as you can see that all of our WPS are here. Now we want to add. So you can expand all the WPS and you can collapse by just right clicking from your mouse. So let's start from the milestones. So we will start with the start milestone. So as I have told you that if one project doesn't have any intermediate contractual milestones, then it will be having two milestones. The first one is the start milestone, start of the project, and the second one will be the finish date of the project. That is the start milestone. So you have to click on start milestone and go to here and press this plus button, that is the add. We can add it here, an activity. So a dialog box will open. So you have to write the activity ID. So activity ID should be the unique one, because later on if we want to filter out any activity, so we can filter it out, or when we are adding resources, so we can filter out based on their IDs. So I will tell you how to make it. So to make it start milestone, we will write ST and MIL, and you can write 100. So here I will write start date of project, and in the bracket I will write NTP. NTP means notice to proceed. So whenever we have got the notice to proceed from the client, we will consider that date as a start date. So next, and just click finish. So if you don't want to, so you don't need to worry about this duration and the start or finish dates. So the as-built duration that P6 is considering for whenever we are adding a new activity, it is considering only 5 days. So let's add another activity. Start date of the project. So we will add another milestone. We will write, as I have told you that if you don't want to open this dialog box, you just go here, edit, go to user preferences and go to assistance and uncheck this box, use new activity wizard. Uncheck it and close it. So now you can just click here and press the insert button from your keyboard. So the dialog box will not appear here. So we will write another activity, and you see here that whenever you have added one activity ID, the next activity ID will be automatically added. So here you have to write, for example, I will consider start of architectural works. I have considered this milestone. So in the finish milestone, I will write finish date of project. Then I will press insert button, then I will write here finishing structural works or 4th floor slab that is our last floor, so we will write here. So these are just two examples. Then in the engineering, design approvals, submittals. So in the architectural submittals, what we will write? So here you need to write the activity ID because it is the design approvals. So you will write here ENG from engineering and ARC from architecture and submittal SUB 1000. So this way you will give the activity ID, a unique activity ID. So you will write here submittal of designs for flooring works, submittal of designs for wall finishes, then submittal of designs for ceiling finishes. Then you will write here submittal of designs for exterior architectural works. Then you can write here submittal of designs for stairs. So we have here 5 general designs for architectural works. Then we will add for the structural works. So similarly you can go here, press the add button, and you need to write a unique activity ID. So you will write here engineering structural STR from structural, SUB submittal and 1000. So you will write here submittal of designs for columns, submittal of designs for beams, submittal of designs for slab, and you will write here submittal of design for stairs. Then we will go to electrical designs and we will write here same ENG engineering, so electrical ELEC SUB 1000. So So you will write here submittal of designs for medium voltage current works submittal of designs for low voltage current works. Then you will write here submittal of designs for lighting and whatever the other drawings we need to get it approved, we can write it here. Similarly, for the mechanical, we will take some 2-3 examples. Similarly, for the mechanical activities, so you will write here engineering, MECH, mechanical, SUB, submittal 1000. So you will write here submittal of designs for HVAC duct submittal of designs for FCU submittal of designs for chilled water pipe works. Then comes the plumbing designs. So in the plumbing design, we will write the same. Here we will write E and G, P, L, G for plumbing, SUB for submittal 1000. So you will write here submittal of designs for hot and cold water piping works. Then you write here submittal of designs for sanitary ware systems. So now we have added all the submittals here. So we want to get approval for the same submittals that we have added. So what we will do, that we will copy and paste it in the approvals. So architecture design, just right click and press Ctrl key from your keyboard and then copy, right click and option will come copy, and then you need to paste it here. As you see that these all are approvals, so we need to modify these activity ID. So what we will do, that we will select these IDs, just right click from your keyboard, right click from your mouse and press the control key from your keyboard. I will tell you a shortcut to rename activity ID. Right click from your mouse and just click this option, renumber activity IDs. So what you will write here, you will write here ENG ARC APP for approval. Previously we have written SUB, but here you will write APP. So press OK. So now you see that its ID has been changed to approvals. Similarly, what we will do that for structural designs, we will copy and paste it here. So later on I will modify it. So let us first copy all these. Similarly, we need to copy this mechanical designs, paste it here, and then last but not the least the plumbing, and paste it here. So for the structure we need to modify this. So as I have told you earlier, just click all these activity IDs, then right click from your mouse and press renumber activity IDs. So here you need to write ENG, it is already written, so you need to write STRAPP. Press OK. So now you see all the activity IDs has been changed. But as these are approvals, so we need to write here approval. We need to change this into approval. So what I will do, I will copy here and I will keep pasting here. Because all these are approvals. And the electrical designs, first we will change the ID. Then we will copy this approval here. Similarly for the mechanical, just click renumber activity ID. So here you write MECHAPP and write it here approval. Similarly for the plumbing, right click, renumber activity ID, right here PLG for plumbing, right AWP for approval. Press OK. So I will keep pasting here this approvals. So now our designs, submittals and approvals have been added as long as activities are concerned. So now we will add this material approvals. So for the material approvals, first we will add for the architectural. So these are WBS written here is architectural design, structural design. So we need to rename this WBS. Just go here to WBS and go to engineering, material approvals and material submittal, material approval. So right here architectural materials instead of designs. Similarly, material approval, we will write here architectural materials instead of the designs. Similarly, for the non-long lead items, we will do the same. So we need to change this to material. Here also we will write material. So what we are doing that we are just renaming the WBS. So now our WBS has been renamed. So we will go to activities. So we will start adding here the materials that we will add those materials for which we need the approval from the client. So the architectural materials will include. So here first we need to rename it. So you will write here engineering, MAT for material, ARC for architectural, and SUB for submittal 1000. So you will write here marble, then you will write ceramic tiles, then you will write gypsum board ceiling, then you will write here paints, then you will write here epoxy. Sorry, but first we need to see that either it is a long lead item or non-long lead items. So this marble is a long lead item, but this also this ceramic tiles, if it is coming from another country, but this gypsum board ceiling, paints and epoxy, so they are not long lead, they are non-lead tiles. And if some more architectural finishing items, for example some interior architectural finishes, we will write finishes. So in the structural materials, steel doors, we will write here duty ID ENG MAT ARC SUB submittal 1000. So you will write here. So this should be unique. It is asking that activity ID should be unique. So we will write here ARC for the structural STR ENG MAT STR SUB 1000. So we write here steel doors, then aluminium steel doors, then for the car parking or shed, car parking shed. So for the electrical, we will write here E-L-E, first we write E-N-G, engineering, M-A-T, material, E-L-E-C, S-U-B, submittal. So you will write here lighting. Lighting is a long lead item. Then you will write here batteries, then you will write here generator, set, then UPS. For the mechanical, we will write here ENG, MAT, MECH, mechanical, SUB, submittal, 1000. So we will write here AHUs, air handling units, then FCU, fan coil units, then condensation units, so these are all long lead items. So for the plumbing, we will write ENG, MAT, PLG for plumbing, and 1000. We will write here sanitary wares and fixtures. So now we have added the long lead materials, so we will just copy paste here for their approvals. Copy and paste. Similarly this one, copy and paste. Similarly this one, copy and paste. Copy from here and paste it here, then the copy from here and paste it. So in the non-long lead items, what we will do that, what we will write here in the architecture works, as you know that so we will rename activity ENG, engineering, ARC, architecture, submittal, non-long lead. So MAT, NLL, non-long lead, 1000. So you will write here paints, epoxy, paints, epoxy, handrail. So these are non-long lead items. So for the structural, you will write here ENG, STRMAT material NLL 1000. So you will write it here. Ready mix concrete, or you can write in bracket mix design. Then you will write here rebars. Then electrical we will write here. First we will write the QT ID ENG ELEC electrical MAT NLL 1000 cables and wires. Then you will write here switches and sockets and panel boards. So for the mechanical, you will write here ENG MECH MAT NLL 1000. So you will write it here. Pipes, ducts and fittings. Insulation for ducts. Then you will write here condensate pipes. So for the plumbing, you will write it here ENG engineering PLG for plumbing MT non-long lead 1000. You will write it here. Hot and cold water piping. Then you will write it here accessories like valves and other things, accessories for plumbing items. So we will copy and paste it here in the approvals, the same item that we have written in the submittals. So we will paste it in approvals. So we will keep pasting it here. All of the items. So now we have pasted all the material approvals here. So now what we are going to do that, we will copy paste all these items into the, first we will go here, long lead material, long lead items, we will copy and paste it in the procurement. Simply select all of these materials and paste it into the procurement. Then we need to paste these non-long lead items. Copy all of these items, copy and paste. So now all these items have been pasted in the procurement. Now what we need to do that, we need to rename the activity ID. So just press shift button and down arrow key from your keyboard and then right click renumber activity ID. So we want to write here, so this is quotation and agreement. So we'll write here PROC from procurement, quotation Q and agreement A and 1000 or just this one. So this activity IDs has been renumbered. So we'll copy all these items and we'll paste it here in the PO issuance and delivery to the site. Also we'll paste it here. So similarly again click this first cell, press this shift key from your keyboard and then the down arrow key and right click and renumber activity ID and here you write PO issuance. So you will write here PO. So this activity ID has been renumbered. Also here just select all these activities, click renumber activity IDs and delete set DS. So all activity IDs has been renumbered. So as I have told you earlier that this lecture will be recorded into maybe in 3 parts because it is a very long lecture, so I don't want to record it in the one go because then it will take maybe 2.5 hours. So what we have done today, that we have added the activities for the design approvals, material approvals and the procurement. So in the next video we will add the activities for the construction part and testing and commissioning and the closing out, and in our third video we will start giving their relationships and the durations to the activities. So if you have any question, please ask in the comment section and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.